Huge news from SCHD for anyone who is a dividend investor. They just announced a 3-for-1 stock split. And my DMs are completely flooded. What do we do? Do we buy now? Do we wait until after the split? What's the best move here? It really doesn't matter when it comes to something kind of boring and slow moving like a dividend ETF. And I learned something. A lot of people didn't know that ETFs can also do stock splits. They thought it was just high growth stocks or stocks that were very expensive per share. And if you're saying, whoa, what is a stock split? This video is in a playlist somewhere down here that says Stock Splits Explained that goes into more detail. And I'm going to tell you why the timing of when you buy matters a little bit less when you're buying something boring like a dividend ETF, which you can see over the last 5 days is barely changed at all. Usually people are kind of 50-50 on stock splits. Some people love them, some people hate them. Nothing really changes though. If you have a $100 bill and I have $101 bills and I swap them with you, you now have $100. You just have them in smaller bills. You have more of them. That's really all a stock split is. It is the perception that something is more affordable. But SCHD isn't one of those investments where you pick up 100 shares and that's kind of it, and then you hold them for 30 years and you see what happens. SCHD, much like an S&P 500 index fund, is a sort of investment that you buy a little bit of every single month for 10, 20, or 30 years. So whether it's $80-something or $27, doesn't really matter. But here's why it might matter with an individual stock. Here we have Chipotle, which did a 50-for-1 split. Now they announced it on March 20th of 2024, and the stock price was $2,797 per share. The very next day, it closed at $2,985 per share, a gain of 6.7% in just one day. Now, they announced the split was going to happen on June 27th. On the 26th, the day before the split, it was $3,283 per share, a gain of almost additional 10%. In the case of Chipotle, it would have made more sense to buy 2 shares. So you have 2 shares at this price, $55.94. You multiply 2 times 50 because that's what the split is, and you'd end up with 100 shares after the split. Or you could wait until after the split and buy it at $65, and it would cost you $972 more. Now, to be fair, in the case of Chipotle, after their split, the stock did end up dropping all the way down to $41 per share, which meant that it might have actually been cheaper, more affordable for you to wait until after the split, and then some time went by when the stock price dropped dramatically. But the reality is, when it comes to stock splits, nobody really knows what's going to happen after the split. Sometimes the stock skyrockets, sometimes it pulls back. That's why this whole game of trying to time things for the right price is kind of a waste of time. You don't really know what's going to happen. And with something boring and practical like SCHD, whether you buy it today at $83 or in a few weeks at $27, doesn't really matter. Oh, and by the way, I saw a post on Threads the other day, which is like the Twitter or X knockoff, where someone said, oh my God, my dividend is going to multiply by 3 too. That's not how it works. The dividend will readjust proportionately to the new stock price. All right, make sure you smash that follow. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.